Hey, it's Jake from EXP. This video right here is going to be all about the best neighborhoods and the best places to live all across Spring, Texas. We're going to be jumping in to a few different neighborhoods that I believe to be some of the best in terms of amenities, schools. We're going to talk about shopping and dining and everything you want to know from recreation, cost of living. Let you guys find out for yourselves based off the information provided where is the best place to live in Spring, Texas. And we're going to get to it right now. All right, what's up everybody? Full disclosure, I'm a Spring area resident, so I love Spring. I've got a family that I'm raising here. I'm building a business right here, so I know a lot about the area and the different things that my family were looking into and considering when deciding where to live around Spring, Texas. Guys, Spring is a big area. It covers about 12 zip codes, 4 different school districts, so there's a lot of information to take in. We're talking to people every single day just like you that are online doing their research from out of the area or out of state, which I know can be challenging sometimes. So the goal for me is to provide the best information, get you guys on the ground into these neighborhoods and let you see for yourself and decide as a family what's the best place to live a life, raise a family, and just enjoy everything there is to enjoy about Spring, Texas. So we're going to talk about housing costs, overall cost of living, the community amenities, what it's like to live in these neighborhoods. And at the end of the day, I want to be a helpful resource and an advocate for you. I've been in your shoes before, looking from an outsider's perspective in, trying to find the best neighborhoods to live all around Spring, Texas. So if that's you, reach out to me today or even sooner. The best way to reach me is through talk or text. That's 281-660-4797. Down below in the description, there's email addresses, website information. You can book a call with me directly there. I want to be an advocate. I want you to know that you've got someone with their feet right here on the ground in Spring, Texas that can help answer all your questions so that you guys as a family can make the best, most informed decision possible and put yourself in the best position to be successful. And also, if this is your first time visiting the channel, I want you to take a minute, hit the subscribe button and click that bell. You will want to be notified anytime we put out a new video because we're constantly updating this channel for everything you'd want to know when it comes to living, eating, working, sleeping, playing, and thriving right here in Spring, Texas. Okay, next up, we're going to jump a little bit further up to the north here, and we are going to talk about the Woodlands. Who doesn't want to talk about the Woodlands? The Woodlands, for those of you that don't know, is probably the original master plan community in the entire state of Texas. It was developed back in the 1970s was when it originally started and has been built out over the years, and it's known for the trees. It's known for a lot of green space being preserved around the Woodlands, which it's appropriately named. And they did a phenomenal job with the layout and the design of the Woodlands. And really, first things first, they started to plan out the residential sections first, kind of built up on the higher ground, and then a lot of the community areas, the golf courses and things kind of on the lower ground. But it was really well thought out from start to finish. As I scroll in here, this is closest to Interstate 45. This is what people would refer to as the front of the Woodlands. You've got Lake Woodlands, which is a great place for recreation. North Shore Park, there's a lot of great events, Ironman events, triathlon events that start right here at North Shore Park. As we zoom in a little bit more, talking about the Woodlands Mall, this is where a lot of the great things about the Woodlands area is the waterway district here. So all along the Woodlands waterway, you've got Cynthia Woods Mitchell Pavilion, which is the outdoor amphitheater I've talked about in some of my other videos. So scooting over from the amphitheater down Lake Robbins Drive here, you're gonna come into really the heart of Waterway with Waterway Square right here. You've got a lot of different dining and restaurant options all along here. Along Waterway Avenue, Waterway Square, some great places to hang out. They've got outside dining with views over the waterway. There's some really neat newer construction condo and townhomes that have been built all along the waterway as well. So walking distance from the heart, from Waterway Square, right over here. If I zoom out, you've got the Woodlands Mall, which is right here. A lot of shopping, obviously there. Across Six Pines, you've got Market Street. This is such a neat place to go in there. They've got everything from, Starbucks, Salada, Chipotle, different restaurants in there, some boutique shops, Francesca's. And they've also got, right on here on this end, a Kendra Scott location, which who doesn't love some Kendra Scott jewelry these days? But this is a neat place to hang out. The kids on Sundays are running around. Great places for brunch here at the Tommy Bahama restaurant and Jasper's right over here on this side is a great place as well. Some incredible sushi along the way in here. Mixed use on this side with some office space up here on the 2nd and 3rd floors. But Market Street is just an awesome place to go get a great bite to eat or Sunday brunch. And then next to Market Street, H-E-B, you've got your grocery shopping access right over here as well. But let me back out a little bit because the Woodlands is just so big. We could probably do 2 or 3 videos breaking down the different villages of the Woodlands, and that's how it's broken down. So as far as residential, as you get away from the commercial aspect of the Woodlands, you have all of these different villages that make up the Woodlands. So Panther Creek being one of those. As you get over here towards the golf club, back over here, you've got Sterling Ridge, Cochran's Crossing, right here, Alden Bridge, which makes up all this area over here. But the thing I love about the Woodlands is how much green space they have preserved. So as you're driving through, you're coming up on a strip center, shopping center, and you have no idea because it's behind the trees. And they designed it that way to keep the aesthetic beautiful for people, residents, and just driving around. A couple of other nice things about the Woodlands and the green space is the George Mitchell Preserve, which you can access, and it goes right here along Spring Creek. You've got the George Mitchell Nature Preserve, which is great for hiking and biking. And then all along Spring Creek, again, is single track mountain biking, walking trails, just some great places to get outside and enjoy the great outdoors. So in addition to all the shopping and dining, and in addition to all the green space, the Woodlands has the Woodlands Country Club, which has 3 different golf courses available as a private membership. And this is kind of the main hub of the Woodlands Country Club. You've got another golf course available over here in the village of Grogan's Mill area, which is the tournament course right over here. They used to have the Shell Houston Open hosted there every year. So if golf is your thing, you have a couple of different private and semi-private options. The Carlton Woods Golf Club over here used to be private and exclusive to Carlton Woods residents, but now it is open to residents outside the gates of Carlton Woods. So let's talk a little bit about schools in the Woodlands. So you have the Woodlands High School and College Park High School, which is located over here. Probably some of the best highly rated high schools in the state of Texas. They're always highly competitive from an academic standpoint as well as an athletic standpoint. All of the elementary schools throughout the Woodlands are top-notch as well, and they feed into only these 2 high schools, the Woodlands High School and College Park. And that's one of the things that makes the Woodlands so sought after is the educational experiences offered from a public schooling standpoint. But if you are looking for private school options within the Woodlands, they do have the John Cooper School is right here. And it's a private institution right there in the Woodlands. Some of the best private education in the entire state is available to you there as well. So let's talk a little bit about the Woodlands from a real estate perspective. One thing you want to know about the Woodlands, the tax rate is going to be pretty darn low in comparison, about 2.2 to 2.5%. Nice thing about the Woodlands is they do not have a homeowners association fee that you pay on an annual basis. There are a couple of townhome sections that do. So keep an eye on that if you're looking for a townhome. There in the Woodlands, they will have an HOA fee. When you get into the East Shore, which is right over here along Lake Woodlands, this area here is a little bit on the upper end of the real estate market, but they also do have homeowners association fees in there, and you're paying for private access to some of their amenities and clubs that they have available to their residents. But for the most part, most of these areas in the Woodlands, you're not going to pay an additional HOA fee, which is really nice. But I do want to click on a couple things and just show you. Look at this, 2.1% tax rate, no HOA, no maintenance fee. Great thing about living in the Woodlands. And the reason the tax rate is so low in the Woodlands, because it has been built out since the 70s, all the bonds levied from the taxpayers to put in the infrastructure like roads, sewer, water lines, things like that, they've all been paid back into those bond systems, and they have been able to reduce the overall tax rate of the Woodlands. But you're going to find a little bit of something for everybody. If you look at this from a geographic perspective, starting from the front of the Woodlands and one of the more original sections like the village of Grogan's Mill or Panther Creek, you're going to find homes that were built probably in the late 70s or early 80s. The growth of the Woodlands went from east to west. So as we scoot over here to what people would call the back of the Woodlands, up along FM 2978, you're going to find some more of the newly constructed homes. I will tell you, there's really no more new construction going on in the Woodlands. It has been pretty much built out to its max, which helps with property values, but that's why you're going to see homes in the Woodlands carry a little bit higher value, because there is no more being built. So there's a bit of a scarcity aspect to that that helps drive home values in the Woodlands. So that wraps up our little talk about the Woodlands. I could probably do 3 or 4 videos on the Woodlands, and we'll do that in the future for you. All right, guys, well, that does wrap up our neighborhood tour for the best places to live around Spring, Texas. I hope this has been super helpful for you guys. I know this is gonna probably prompt some additional questions for you. That's why I'm available for you guys 24 hours a day, 365. Reach out to me direct, 281-660-4797. We've got you covered all around the greater Houston area, so whether you're buying, selling, or investing, we've got your back. Reach out to us today or even sooner.